Yo, 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 what is up, fam? What is up? This is your boy, Mr. Straight Talk, back at it again on a Monday morning. Rise and shine with another episode of um I can't even get the name of the show of Pause and Reflect. Hey man, I'm young in it, man. I'm young in it, so I'll get it. I'll get it at some point. But yeah, man, this is Monday, man. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I know for me, it was really good. Me and my wife had a good old time Friday night painting the town. Um, Peace to your tequila, drinking wine and all that good stuff, grubbing, just doing what married people do. So hopefully everybody had a good weekend. And then I literally spent yesterday and then shot. Speaking of the Queen, shout out to the Queen of the Straight Talk Society. I literally spent the entirety of yesterday playing Madden and watching Twilight Zone. Literally, shout out to Ricardo in the building. Yeah, I haven't played Madden in a while, man. I think I hadn't played since December, but I played like 6 games yesterday. Then I jumped on the Twilight Zone. But nevertheless, man, y'all make sure and share this out. Let's get into today's show, man. Discipline over motivation. This one's gonna be really interesting because when you hear motivation, everybody's like, oh man, I'm motivated to do this. I'm motivated to do this. I'm motivated to do this. But as men, motivation is not enough. Sometimes you need more than motivation because I could be motivated for a short period of time to do something and then motivation fails. So what does that mean? You're going to stop doing it? No, that's where the discipline comes in. You got to be disciplined to do something. Let me tell you a quick story. What happened to me? I want to say it was like 2019. Yeah, it probably was 20. No, because we had bought the house then. So it was like 2021. I had gotten really big, man. I had got like close to 270. Yeah, if y'all could believe that. I shout out Ricardo. I had got up to like 270. And my daughter, we were in the living room. So it could have been before that. I don't know. Nevertheless, um, my daughter, we were in the living room, and then she was like, "Daddy, do a push-up with me." Now, granted, I'm a guy at one point that would just take a deck of cards and throw them down on the floor, and whatever number would come up, that's how many push-ups I do. And I think entirety, a whole deck of cards equals up to like 431 push-ups, something to that effect. But nevertheless, my daughter asked me to do a push-up with her, and I couldn't do it. And immediately, like, I died on the inside. I'm telling you, like, a piece of me died on the inside. Because when you're used to being able to do things and you can't do them anymore, I'm going to be 45 next week. And I can't do the things that I used to do because I'm getting older. Things hurt a little bit more. And so my daughter asked me to do these push-ups, and I couldn't do the push-ups. And it was at that time I used that to be my motivation to get my black ass back into shape and find that inner Triple T. Triple T was my former moniker when I was a personal trainer. I had to find that guy again. I used that as motivation, but that couldn't carry me to get up at 4 o'clock every morning to go to the gym. Because when you're talking about getting up at 4 o'clock every single morning to be at the gym by the time the doors open, sometimes you're going to the gym when you get off of work. There were times I was doing 2-a-days just because because the motivation fact of, hey, I can't do a push-up. I can't do a push-up with my daughter, but not even that is showing me how unhealthy I am. So the discipline, because let's face it, if I probably can't do all those push-ups now, and then you could say, oh, well, you could lean on past motivation. No, you need the discipline to do it. I mean, us as men, we go to the doctor and we get our medical rundown. And it's like, hey, you need to change this, this, and this. And temporarily you'll be motivated to do it. You're like, oh my God, let's do it. Let's do it. But it's the discipline that it requires. And one thing about men, we lack discipline. We lack discipline. We're so hard and we're so big at preaching discipline, but we lack simple discipline to do the most menial task. And just being motivated alone is not gonna work. I always go back to this podcast. Being motivated is not good enough. You know why? Because when you start a show, you think everybody in the world is going to listen to me. And I ask you the question, what makes you any different from the other 10 million people that are out there doing this? It takes discipline to continue to do this. I never forget Kev on stage said one time, Kev on stage said one time, not young Kev, but Kev on stage, a comedian. He said that in order to really make it at podcasting, you had to do at least 100 episodes. That way, you'll know if you're really into it. And luckily, I've probably hit 300. I may have hit more than that just solo. But it's the discipline to hit play when you don't want to. It's discipline keeps you to a consistent routine, even when you don't want to. It's discipline that makes me get up 5 o'clock every morning to get to work. I don't have to be up that early, but I get up that early because I know if I linger around, I'm gonna want to lay in the bed, I'm gonna want to rub on my wife's booty, and then I'm gonna end up being late. It's the discipline that says, hey, get your ass up and get your ass to work. You know you have to make stops before you get to work in the morning. Just get up. And as men, we lack discipline. We lack discipline in our finances. We lack discipline in our relationships. You know, is motivation, like I said, motivation could only carry you so far. It literally could only carry you so far. If my daughter asking me to do a push-up with her would have just stopped at that, I still would have been 270 pounds because I would have worked out for a week and then it would have been over. I disciplined myself, and in 3 months, I went down to 230. In 3 months. And I'm not talking about just losing water weight and stuff like that. The pictures are out there. Y'all like to look at my pictures. The pictures are out there where you'll see the side-by-side comparison. You almost look like a different person. And it's just, I like to do these things because you never know who's listening. But I got the most beautiful message the other day. Somebody telling me, hey, I needed this, man. You don't know how much I needed this. And this was the first one that I did. That's why I'm going to continue to do these, but I'm only going to do them like 2 to 3 times a week just because, you know, these things is a lot. It's a lot of talking. Plus, I got Man Talk Monday tonight, so I'm going to have to run my mouth then. But I just want everybody to focus on that. Just focus on the discipline aspect. If we would learn to just be disciplined, you know, I made up in my mind that I was going to stop eating pork this year. You know how hard it is to be disciplined not to eat pork when you don't realize how much every damn thing in life basically consists of pork. It cuts your options down so much. Whereas you're going to grab a breakfast sandwich in the morning that has bacon and ham on it. Now you're like, oh man, I can't do it. Let me get the chicken biscuit. I've literally eaten chicken biscuits every morning for breakfast this whole year that I have to go to work. You know, we cook on the weekends, but every time I'm going to work, it's literally just chicken biscuits. But it's the shout out to E in the building. It's discipline. It's discipline. We gotta get that discipline in us, man, because you can't listen. You gotta be the first partaker. You cannot preach what you don't live. It doesn't work. Your preaching is ineffective that way because people know if you don't live that lifestyle, I can't preach to be a good husband and I'm a piece of shit. It doesn't add up. I can't say that. I can't preach and tell everybody, oh, you got to be a good father. You got to be a good father. Everybody knows my one cardinal rule. If you're going to hang around with me, you have to take care of your kids, all of your kids. That's my stance. And I've turned away family members for not doing that. So when I am in that, when I say that that's me, that is me. So don't, you got to practice what you preach. And that comes from discipline. And as men, we got to stop being such pussies. You know, I'm probably gonna save this show for my birthday next week. My birthday's next Friday, by the way, but I'm probably gonna save this one for my birthday. Being mentally tough in such a soft world. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that on my birthday because I'll have more time to get into it. But discipline, you man, and you know what's funny too? Discipline is very unpopular. It's very unpopular to be the disciplinarian. You know, you're the one doling out discipline. It's very unpopular. You know, sometimes I tell my daughter to do certain things and the looks that she gives me, but I know that what I'm telling her is right and exact. As you have to be the disciplinarian, but it starts at home. I can't tell my daughter, hey, you need to clean this up if she sees me leaving it a mess. You know, so your motivation, you know, motivation is only part of it. Motivation just gets you in the door. I'm motivated to do this. Oh man, I'm motivated. I'm motivated to get up and get healthier. I'm motivated to you know, change my body image. I'm motivated, you know, I'm motivated to go out and do some work in the yard. That could be because you saw a picture of somebody's yard and you're like, oh man, I want to do that for myself. But it's the discipline that it takes to get your ass up on a Saturday or a Sunday and go out in the hot Florida sun and do your yard work. Like, it is crazy. That stuff takes discipline, man. And that's what I want to get everybody to understand that's listening to this. Motivation will only get you so far because motivation, motivation runs off of emotion. You know, it took a while for me to get to it, but you know, I was going there. Motivation is driven by emotions. Motivation makes you feel good. Motivation gives you the warm and fuzzies inside, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, and you know, I'm strong, I'm here. That's what motivation does. But it's discipline that does all the dirty work. It's discipline that keeps you. It's the discipline that makes you get up when you don't want to. It's the discipline that makes you continue to push forward to be a great man. It's a discipline that continues to make you be a great father, a great husband. It's the discipline that makes you not slap the shit out of a coworker because you don't want to lose your job because you know your family depends on you. That's discipline. Discipline. You know how many men today are sitting there jobless because they let their emotion get in the way and now they can't get a job to take care of their family. They were motivated to get the job, but the motivation only took them so far. Discipline is what's going to carry. Oh man, y'all in here this morning. Oh yes. Let's see. Motivation is a desire, ideal. Discipline is action, implementation. Fantastic to the queen. Shout out E. Yeah, it's just, yeah, Ricardo, I definitely agree, man. Fatherhood is very important and essential. Yeah, hey, y'all tune in to Man Talk Monday tonight because tonight going to get very, very contentious. I already know, but it's the discipline, bro. Discipline. Let me tell you, when I'm gonna give you a good example, great example, perfect example. We bought our house in 2020. But I want to say it was either 29. It was, oh my voice just cracked there. It was either 2019 or early 2020. We were at a family function, and it motivated me. It motivated me. The queen's there. She'll tell you. We were there. The family was there. Everybody was having a great time. And I said, you know what? I want this. I want this. That motivation, it drove me. The motivation, I said, I want this. I want to have the backyard. I want to have the white picket fence, even though it seemed like we're not getting our damn fence. But that's another story. It motivated me. It drove. Okay, July 2020. Okay. Oh, damn. So that's even better. So it was 2020. July of 2020, we were at a 4th of July gathering at the family's house. And I told my wife, I said, I want this. I want this. And then look at that. So that was July, and September was, so in 2 months, in less than 3 months, think about what I'm getting ready to tell you here. In less than 3 months, I took a motivation and turned it into discipline, and we turned it into reality. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. I sat down with my wife and I said, hey, I want this. And she said, let's do it. And in less than 3 months, y'all know how much money you got to put down to buy a house. In less than 3 months, we came up with the money because we disciplined ourselves. We disciplined ourselves. We disciplined ourselves. We started just putting money. We started turning down everything. We weren't going out. We was like, you know what? We have a goal and this is what we want to do. And the only way to get there is through discipline. Discipline. And that's what I'm telling you today. If you're not disciplined, you're not going to get anywhere. It's discipline. And sometimes, listen, and in the middle of that, I also got her a new vehicle. In the midst of that, it's discipline. It's discipline to do it, man. Y'all don't understand, bro. It's hard to be a man. It is very hard to be a man. But there are certain principles that must be followed to ensure that you could navigate through this thing called manhood, especially if you have people that's dependent on you. See, I always say I have 2 people depending on me. My wife and daughter depends. Listen, my wife and daughter, a lot of you better thank my wife and daughter for saving you guys from getting your face cracked and stuff like that. Just because I know what'll happen if I let things get to me. It's discipline. It's the discipline. That's what I'm telling you. Hey, it's discipline, man. It's discipline. We got married in what, 2013. I feel like I asked her to marry me in June of 2012. We were married by April of 2013. That's a fast turnaround. You know how much money weddings cost, and our wedding wasn't cheap. It wasn't one of the more expensive weddings, but it was, you know, it cost. It cost. It was well over 10K. Well over 10K. But in that short period of time, we disciplined ourselves and start saving all this money, where our wedding was 100% paid for a month before the wedding was done. Rings were purchased. Vacation was booked. It was discipline. That's what I'm telling you. Discipline. Hey, man. Hey, listen, I see I'm coming up on the 20-minute mark. You know, I don't be here long, man. I can keep going because now I'm hyped up. But I will be back on Wednesday. We'll be back tonight for Man Talk Monday. Make sure you're in the building because tonight is going to be a fantastic show. They all are. But yeah, exactly, Queen. No credit cards. And shout out to Ricardo, man. I forgot, man. Your wedding anniversary was like 2 days ago, man. Peace to you. Happy anniversary, man. Keep doing your thing. But listen, yeah, we didn't put anything on credit. Nothing on credit. Paid everything cash. Discipline. That's what I'm telling you. Just discipline. The photographer alone was $2,000. The DJ was what, $1,500. Discipline. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I wasn't making nearly the amount of money that I'm making now. Hell, back then when I got married, I wasn't making shit. But it's all about discipline, man. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, man, to another episode of Pause and Reflect. I'll be back with you Wednesday for another episode. We'll be back tonight on Man Talk Monday. Peace to everybody that came through. Y'all make sure and share the video. Let everybody know what's going down on a weekly basis, man. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day, man. Today's Monday. I know everybody's probably feeling the case of the Mondays, but discipline. You got to get through it anyway. You got to get through it. Motivation. Listen, if y'all don't listen to anything I say for the rest of the day, listen to this. Motivation will only bring you to the dance. but discipline will make your ass stay there. And with all that being said, y'all come by tonight for Man Talk Monday. Peace.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Being smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Being smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find